The following may contain offensive language, adult humor, and/or content that some viewers may find offensive. The views and opinions expressed by any one speaker does not explicitly or necessarily reflect or represent those of Mark Radulich or W2M Network. Please listen with caution, or don't listen at all.
What it do? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are listening to a Radulich Broadcasting premiere podcast. This is Sessions, the podcast where we, that is me, Mark Radulich, your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, and him over there, that's Jesse Starcher, Skynet's advanced scout. This is the podcast where we use a variety of artificial intelligence tools to create music for your ear holes. We are on track 6 of the Radulich Broadcasting Network, the album. The last one we did was Pelennor Fields Forever, which was about my constant referrals to Lord of the Rings. And prior to that, we did a song called Down in the Wire, because I constantly reference The Wire. But tonight, Jesse Starcher,
Mark Radulich.
It's about the moments.
Oh, yes, it is. My goodness. It is. It is.
And what a moment it was back in the year of our Lord 2018. Infinity War was about to just come out. We were a year removed from me getting cancer, which you can hear on that podcast. It was the year of our Lord 2018. And I don't know what book we did that night, but we did a book. And then we did, because we used to have fun on the Radulich Broadcasting. And yes, sir, we used to have fun. Lots of fun. Some fun now.
Mm-hmm.
We did a watch-along playthrough for the Simpsons arcade game. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Mark
do.
Simpson's swinging around a fucking vacuum.
Vacuum, right?
Yep. There were hallucinations in that game. It was a lot of fun. I think we had celebrated because finally the Simpsons had passed Gunsmoke for the amount of original episodes.
Right.
And so I guess it had come up in the discussion at some point that there was also an X-Men 4-player arcade game, as there was with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and another one that we actually did, which was the Avengers, Why Should It Goes Well?
No, Why Should It Goes Well?
So we did a third recording that night because wives, lives, and girlfriends were not a thing.
You guys got some time to stick around? Let's do one more.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, boy.
Nothing better to do on a whatever night that was. So we did another one for what do you call it?
X-Men?
Yeah, X-Men the arcade game. It was myself, Jesse, Robert Winfree, and Ronnie Adams. And by the end of a third podcast, we were a little punchy.
Oh, boy.
We were a little snarky with each other.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk at length about it in just a few minutes, but I just wanted to introduce what it is we're doing tonight. By the end of it, Jesse had enough of all three of us.
Gosh.
And said on the podcast, and I quote, "I about stuck a pencil in my eye." And it was more related to the fact, I just listened to it again. It was more related to the fact that we would not let you do your plugs. We kept interrupting you, talking over you.
Oh, yeah. The old classic ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
And another classic line from that night, I've never farted on a microphone. Because we wouldn't stop. That was the worst case of wrangling cats Jesse had ever experienced.
Oh, gosh.
Just rambling, babbling cats.
Just wanted to get up there, bend over, and let it go on the microphone.
So the line, and I've never laughed so hard in my fucking life. There are a few Radulich Broadcasting Network moments that I go back and listen to this day, and I have to make sure I have sufficient air in my lungs because I'll laugh so hard I'll hurt myself. And Jesse just like, I about stuck a pencil in my eye. And you could hear me laugh on the podcast, and to this day, I still laugh hysterically out loud at that. Because you have such a congenial, easygoing nature, and between Robert's incessant complaining and then like throwing me under the bus. I actually kidded him about this the other night. Like Robert like complaining about me, I ruin everyone's fun, to Ronnie who hates him, and to you who loves me. It's just like wrong crowd, pal.
Yeah, read the room, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then I'll talk about it a little bit, but like I gave Ronnie shit, and then Robert had like an existential crisis at the end of the show where he basically tried to take it hostage, and Ronnie's like, I just want to give you a hug, and he's like, please don't. Yeah,
we got along so well.
Oh yeah, it was a fun night. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna take the essence of that show, and when I think about Jesse sticking a pencil in his eye, it reminds me of the NOFX song "Sticking in My Eye," which is a punk rock song. And we'll talk about who NOFX is and all of that in just a little bit. So we're going to take inspiration from the NOFX song "Sticking in My Eye," take the podcast that we did watching the X-Men game, generate lyrics from it, make those lyrics into a punk rock song, and we'll have our 6th track. But before we do that, Jesse, I'm going to tag you into this match. Tell me what's going on in the world of artificial intelligence.
Oh my goodness, look at that. I can give you a news update right now, as a matter of fact. Grok 3 just released.
The fuck is Grok 3?
Grok 3 is XAI.
Is he a cousin to Mongo?
So, did you know that X, as in Twitter, Elon Musk's XAI is actually doing they've done their own ChatGPT version, which it's called Grok, and Grok 3 just released recently, and it's taken the world by storm. Just, you asked me about AI news. It's funny because today they start to realize there's these things called thinking models, which will detail a model. If you put it a prompt, it'll detail the thinking of how it gets to the answer that it wants to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk XAI and Elon Musk has taken it upon himself to go in there and make sure to put in there not to essentially disparage Elon Musk or Donald Trump. And it showed up. It showed up in the thinking.
Nice.
Like he was trying to do it, he's trying to do it covertly. Somebody asked him, like, who spreads the most disinformation on the internet? And the answer was Elon Musk. But what you watch is the thinking as it goes. I'm not supposed to talk about Elon Musk or Donald Trump, but wait a second. So it starts like contradicting itself, and you can watch it all just happen right on the screen. That happened today. So there's your very up-to-date AI news. But as far as like, we enjoy some artificial intelligence creating music, a new contender has shown up on the AI music scene. I think I told you about Udio before. Now there is a free program out there called Riff Fusion, which apparently is not too bad. Right now it's free. I'm sure it'll probably get into a paid status like Suno was. Mm-hmm. But I've heard a lot of good things from Riff Fusion. I almost thought about trying it tonight, but I haven't even tried to mess with it. This past week's been crazy, so I don't want to get into something where I don't know what the hell I'm doing anyway. But yeah, that's there's a couple really quick news bits from the world of AI. It's always ongoing. It's always, every day there's something brand new.
All right.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
All right. What do we want to talk about first? We want to talk about that actual podcast, or do we want to talk about NOFX?
Talk about NOFX because I want to leave the podcast for. We'll get into that in a second. It's been a while since I listened to it, so I want to lean on you. But tell me about NOFX because I've listened to a little bit, but I want to know. I want to hear it from you.
All right. Well, NOFX are a Cali punk band. The album. Let me actually, hang on one second, because I brought up like stuff about sticking in my eye, but let me tell you about NOFX. NOFX was they've actually just done a series of final tours that they'll then come out of retirement for, like Terry Funk, because nobody ever dies. NOFX was an American punk rock band formed in Los Angeles in 1983. That makes you feel old. Bassist, lead vocalist Fat Mike, rhythm guitarist Eric Melvin, and drummer Eric Sandin were the original founding and longest-serving members of the band, who have appeared on every release by the band. Although Sandin departed briefly in 1985, only to rejoin the following year. El Jefe joined the band in 1991 to play lead guitar and trumpet, rounding out the best-known iteration of the lineup. NOFX's mainstream success coincided with the increased interest in punk rock during the 1990s. Unlike many of their contemporaries, however, they had never been signed to a major label. Yeah, they've been on Fat Records forever, or Epitaph or Mystic, but mostly Fat Records. NOFX released 15 studio albums, 16 extended plays, and a number of 7-inch singles over their career spanning more than 4 decades. Like, these guys are up there with Slayer and Metallica.
Right.
The band rose to popularity with their 5th studio album, Punchy, which I have referenced many times on here. Jesse, how did the cat get so fat?
I'm sure that's something that you are going to finish, or is that
that's a Punchy line.
Got it.
Punchy from 1994, which is their only release to receive a gold certification by the RIAA. Their 15th and final studio double album was released December 2nd, 2022. The group has sold over 8 million records worldwide, making them one of the most successful independent bands ever. In 2008, NOFX broadcast their own show on Fuse entitled NOFX Backstage Passport, and they broke up in 2024 after a farewell tour, which coincidentally was the first time I shoved my daughter into a mosh pit against her will.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It wasn't at NOFX, though. So NOFX, when they did their final tour, had a whole bunch of bands open up for them. It was like Pennywise, Sick of It All, Less Than Jake. And we got there just in time for Sick of It All, and I had my daughter with me. The X and Jonas were in the back, and I was like, "Come on, you got to be in the pit with me for Sick of It All," because I really thought this through. The first time my very dainty daughter, my daughter who is everyone's friend, my daughter who does not like to fight or be physical or be touched for that matter, don't ease her into moshing. Don't take her to maybe like a little, flitty punk rock show or something where, she could just be jostled a little bit. No, shove her into New York hardcore, it's clobbering time, Sick of It All, and see how that goes. It was an outdoor show in Orlando. It was 100 degrees at the Orlando Amphitheater, so it was out in the grasslands.
Gosh.
And I'm just like, all right, here we go. And they're singing and going, it's clobbering time at this poor girl. So I took care of her though. She made it, and then she said, never do that to me again. And I said,
don't do it again. Gosh.
But so yeah, later on when NOFX came on, we switched babies, and I took Jonas in with me, and it was so goddamn crowded in front of the stage. Like, he got jostled, he got his little moshing in, but we could barely move, and he was significantly shorter than he is now. He got shoved a bit, but it was like it's like being on a crowded subway, and you're a midget. You're being shoved into people's asses is what's happening. So that's NOFX. I was looking to see if they've won any awards. It does not think so. I don't think so.
I think what I know of NOFX, when I was at college, like the first couple of years, I made the guy that got me into Clutch was a big punk rock fan, and I can remember he either had NOFX on his guitar, like a bumper sticker, or some type of sticker or something like that, maybe even a poster in his room. But I never really listened to the guys at all. So I knew they were punk, but it's one of those, punk is the genre that one of those genres that I don't really listen to a lot.
Right.
Every once in a while I'll dabble, and most likely it's the really popular stuff. Other than that, you're not going to find me like listening to something that's, not been heard before. So, well,
it's funny. I actually had heard of NOFX prior to Punchy. I came to know NOFX through their 1992 album, White Trash, Two Heaves, and a Bean.
Two heaves and a bean.
Two heaves and a bean, baby.
All right, then.
Yeah, it was a different world back in 1992.
Really?
And I had come to know them because of their ode to lesbianism, Liza Anna Louise. Because she said her name's Louise, and would you take your clothes off, please? I want to take you to the moon and back, so get on your back. But also, please play this song on the radio, which is a really funny sort of satire about bands getting radio play. And at the end of it, there's a pause in the song, and it's really sweet. It's like the whole thing is about like how to write a poppy radio hit, and then there's a pause, and then they go, right about this time, some dickhead DJ is going to be rad about fucking line and over the back sleeve. What an asshole. And and the whole thing is basically the song has gone on for too long now. So all this bad stuff is getting on the radio.
Oh, nice.
Like, you won't play this song on the radio. And I remember like my friend, whoever it was that introduced me to it, it's been so long now, I don't remember. But we all thought that was hilarious. And then I discovered Liza and Louise, and I was off to the races. And then Punk and Drublick came out, and I fell in love with this band. I have since fallen out of love with the band just because Fat Mike's insufferable. But I still enjoy the music, and I definitely enjoy Punk and Drublick. Yeah, you know what they're also famous for, Jesse?
Tell me.
This one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesse feels this one in the bones. Kill all the white man. Oh, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah. Sing it like a reggae man. Kill all the white man.
I swear I've heard that before. I swear I have.
That's why we did a lot of this stuff on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Like, maybe not specifically, but I've talked about it. And like, me, I would go off on tangents on that show and just play random shit for you.
Oh yes.
We're going back to White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean. That's where our titular inspiration comes from tonight. Sticking in my eye, and I went to ChatGPT. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't think it's appropriate for you and me to refer to ChatGPT as our girlfriend. I would like to think of ChatGPT as more of a lab assistant.
Okay. Wow.
And I gave the lab assistant a name.
Things have changed.
No, this isn't a romantic relationship. This is a business relationship. ChatGPT helps us. So it's not gently. It's not gently rubbing our shafts. It's helping us with the knowledge. So
you don't know that, sir.
Okay, what you're doing with ChatGPT is between you and ChatGPT. I have a platonic relationship with it, you psycho. And for that, to that end, I have named the ChatGPT Fancy. Fancy,
that's right. You've named it Fancy.
All right, so I went over to Fancy and I said, Fancy, tell me about Sticking in My Eye. And it says it's a 1990. It's a song by the NOFX. Take two. It's a song by NOFX from their 1992 album White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean. It's one of their standout tracks from the album, showcasing the band's signature mix of fast-paced punk rock, irreverent lyrics, and sharp musicianship. The song opens with a slow surf rock-inspired guitar riff. Keep that in mind because we're going to use it later, which is unusual for NOFX, before launching into a fast, high-energy punk rhythm, a hallmark of their skate punk sound. Keep that in mind, skate punk. The tempo shifts throughout the track, blending melodic elements with aggressive punk energy. This kind of dynamic pacing became a signature of NOFX's style, keeping their songs engaging and unpredictable. Lyrically, Sticking in My Eye, and I really do feel like, in terms of like making connections in my brain that work, I couldn't have found a better song to really take the essence of Jesse's utter frustration with myself, Robert, and Ronnie by the end of that podcast recording session. Sticking in My Eye is cryptic, but delivers a feeling of frustration, defiance, and perhaps a bit of nihilism, common themes in NOFX songwriting. The song is believed to be about rejecting societal expectations, possibly. Fuck. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my camera.
I noticed you have froze. Me, I'm sitting over here. I'm blurry to everybody, and then finally it fixed. We're all having camera problems. So you get to look at me for just a few minutes until Mark comes back, which he should be coming back pretty soon. Pencil in My Eye. Yeah, I do recall getting really frustrated that night. Really frustrated. It's one of those nights where you
I'm
just
back
push
whenever
it.
you can hear me.
No, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me, sir?
I don't know if you can hear me or not. I don't know if you all can hear me, but I'm staring at a screen waiting for Jesse to load in again. There you are.
I'm here. I've been here the whole time. I've been listening to you talking. I've been a part of this. So dang.
All right. Moving on.
Continue.
Yes. Possibly referencing drug use, self-destruction, or simply not caring what others think. The chorus, "There's something sticking in my eye," can metaphorically represent a persistent annoyance, that would be us, an obstacle, also us, or something preventing the narrator from seeing clearly. If it was speaking clearly, it's definitely us, whether figuratively or literally. Released in 1992, the album was a major step forward for NOFX, refining their sound into fast, technical, and humor-laced punk that would define their career. The album is packed with politically incorrect humor, biting social commentary, and lightning-fast punk anthems. "Sticking in My Eye" remains one of its most recognized tracks, along with songs like "Bob" and "Please Play This Song on the Radio." Over the years, "Sticking in My Eye" has become a fan favorite and a staple of NOFX's live performances. It captures the essence of their rebellious, no-frills punk ethos and their ability to blend humor with aggressive, tightly played music. Since tonight's session song is inspired by this track, it's a perfect fit, bringing high-energy frustration into a humorous musical form, just like NOFX would do. So that's NOFX. Right. That's our inspiration for tonight.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I've grabbed the lyrics, and we are going to need to go through the lyrics. So I don't know if
do we want to
you have had a chance
go back to the actual podcast before we get into making the song.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So to kind of go back to the beginning, we must have done a source material that night. Then we did The Simpsons. Then we did the playthrough. And for the most part, you can kind of hear there's tension in the air throughout the podcast. Jesse is trying to keep us on the rails. I'm at one point, like right at the beginning, you said something and I laughed so hard I snorted, and you were so frustrated, like, now I got to deal with snorting on here. And it just went downhill from there. For the, that's the one where we were trying to figure out what level of X-Men we were on. And we couldn't tell if it was Genosha or the Savage Lands, but we also couldn't remember the name Genosha, and I kept saying it was Genosha, and at one point I just blurted out like a maniac, "If it's Genosha, then it's Genosha." What an idiot.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It was great. At some point, the Juggernaut comes out with a bazooka.
Oh, that's right. Why does he have a gun?
And we launch into a tangent about gun control and political parties, and Ronnie Ronnie starts like, "I don't want to talk about politics." You're like, "Yeah, let's not talk about politics in an X-Men show."
Kind of tough to do.
That was really fun. So I guess Ronnie had told a story about playing the Marvel tabletop RPG game, and I just cut him off and I went, "You've already told the story on a different podcast." Oh, we lost Ronnie for the rest. We lost Ronnie for the rest of the night. Every time I said something, he was like, "Well, maybe you probably heard it on another podcast." Oh, he was salty as fuck.
Oh boy,
he was fucking over it by that point.
Man, oh man,
it was so funny. Got some other really funny stuff where I was just laughing hysterically. Yeah, we finally got, the whole thing's about 40 minutes or so. When we finally got to the end of it, and Jesse's like, "All right, guys, plugs. I want to go through this quickly," and we won't stop talking. By this point, Robert's like, "And let me tell you another terrible thing about Mark." And that just went on for a good 10 minutes. And both you and Ronnie are just like, "We don't care. Shut up.
We can get out of here. Let's get the freak out of here."
And he won't stop. There's a lot of conversations about how much he hated Deadpool. That came up a bunch.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we kept referencing that.
I remember, I was doing these video game commentaries because I wish I could remember. Yeah, I wish I could remember what the first one was. I remember being inspired to be like, "Oh, let's just watch some video game stuff that's based around comics."
I can tell you a bunch that we've done.
They're on the YouTube still.
I've listened to them repeatedly. You and I did the one for Star Wars.
Yep. Hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah. You and I did the one for Star Wars. You and somebody else did like a Marvel versus Street Fighter game.
Me and Ronnie, I'm pretty sure, sat down and watched the playthrough for Wolverine's Marvel Superheroes run. I think me and him watched that one. Yeah, that's probably it. I know Pat and I also sat down and watched the Prime Sega CD, which, that probably all, that was a comic book video game based on a 90s comic from Ultraverse, Malibu. And I didn't know it existed. And I was like, man, I'd love to watch a playthrough of this. I'm heading over to the Creator Studio here on YouTube just to see what else we have in there. We watched The Simpsons. You already mentioned that. We watched that as a playthrough.
We've done the Avengers, because why should it goes well?
Why should it goes well? That might be it. I'm taking a look just to see, but
I feel like I don't remember any more than that. I know we never did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even though we talked about it. And we've never done any modern games. I know with my kids, I did Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's sick.
That was fun. So, just to kind of close this out, like I said, I've been podcasting since 2006, and I've been working with these guys since roughly 2011. Between 2011 and 2014 is kind of like the early beginning stuff, and from 2014 on, we were really off to the races where it was pretty consistent. Between 2015 and probably 2022, if I'm being honest with myself, we were going anywhere from 3 to 7 days a week. Man, we did a lot of content, for a variety of reasons.
Criminy.
Between like the regular shows, because there was always a Metal Hammer of Doom every week. There was always a Damn You Hollywood every week. There was always a source material, which I was on a bunch of those towards the end before COVID. Yeah. And then there was usually an on trial, because we weren't really doing Long Road to Ruin by that point. So yeah, that was 4 shows, and then we started doing the boxing commentaries, and we would just do extra stuff. We did a lot of movie watch-alongs too. We did Godzilla. We did Godzilla versus Kong one night. Just me, you, and Robert. It was the old.
It was the old one, right?
Yeah, the old Godzilla versus Kong.
I imagine we probably talked Justin Thomas in on that one too, because it was rare that I would watch a Godzilla show without having the pontificator on there.
Yeah, you did a bunch on your own. You did an Indiana Jones movie. You did, I think, Jaws one night. You did something with Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that was a Justin Thomas one too.
David and I did Jupiter Ascending or something like that.
I remember. I think it's part of that.
Yeah, the Mila Kunis movie. So anyway, like I said, it was one of those rare nights where Jesse lost his fucking patience with everybody, and to this day, and like I said, I played it for my girlfriend on the way home, and she got out of the car before we got to this point. But on my way back to the house for this podcast tonight, every time you're like, I just about stuck a pencil in my eye. I can't control. I have to almost pull over to the side of the road because I'll start blackout laughing.
Oh man,
it's such a funny line. So that is the inspiration for tonight's song.
I love it. It is a very rare, and you talk about moments as far as podcasting goes. It is a very rare instance in which I get really exasperated to where I want to wish self-harm on myself because I'm in a podcast. It's not normally happening. So something must have drove me insane that night. And I'm sure, just like you said,
we were especially salty with each other.
We
were salty with each other. And look, you've heard me on Damn You Hot, especially in the last year or so, where I've really tried to tighten it up because, I don't know, since we went to video and I've noticed people are watching, I'm more conscientious of time. Also, people complain to me incessantly about how long Damn You Hollywood takes. They're like, it shouldn't take an hour to get through the plot synopsis. I'm like, you're right, it shouldn't. It's not my job, though. And I can't get him to go any faster. I beat him. I shame him. I hold him. And then between that and then when Alexis is on, it takes twice as long because she can't manage her ADD. Between her impulse control and ADHD and general personality disorders, between the two of them, I want to stick a pencil in my eye.
Oh my goodness!
But back then, I didn't care as much. And back then, when one of us would take a podcast hostage, it was funny. It's not as funny anymore. But back in the day, we had fun, Jesse. We had fun.
Yeah. Talk to me about the graphic here.
I threw everything we just talked about into Fancy. And Fancy generated artwork for it.
Okay. I mean, it looks good. Did you have to touch it up any? Like, do anything different?
No.
This is what came out?
So, yeah. So, I took the podcast itself. I threw it into Notebook LM. Notebook LM gave me lyrics. I took the lyrics, threw it into Fancy, and said, make me an album cover, which it did.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, it looks actually really good in my opinion. I think it looks actually really decent. So, that's awesome. Good job. Well, okay. So then I need to share my screen here. So we need to go through these lyrics. I don't know if you had a chance to go through them, but there is some stuff in here.
Yeah.
And we might need to do a little touching up here, and I need to make sure I get it structured right too. So I'm going to present my screen here. Give me just a second.
Okay. Yeah, I don't love the lyrics, and I was wondering, like, we did it, and I kind of wanted to address it, but I don't know if we shouldn't do a redo on this because it focused too much on our comments on the video games and not enough on the snarkiness between us. But I don't know if it knows how to. I don't know if Notebook LM knows how to do that, and I think this was partly we wanted to experiment with Notebook LM's ability to do translations. By the way, you know what I've been using Notebook LM to do as of late? I started doing this the other day. I would take the very last show that I did. So Jason and I did a triple feature on John Singleton movies, and I said, I'm asking it to go through the podcast. I'm asking it questions like, did we hit the mark? Did we interpret these movies correctly? Are our interpretations in line with the general critical consensus? And I'm getting really interesting feedback. It turns out we're pretty on the money. The other thing I did was I'll have it generate a podcast. I'll listen to the AI talk to itself about our show.
That's fun. That's always fun.
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed that as of late. But so I did that with that one, and I think I did it with. I think I might have done it with Captain America: Brave New World. I don't remember or not. The other thing I've done is I've asked it won't give like a psych profile per se, but I've asked it to kind of give me an impression of the podcast host based on how they're presenting themselves in the podcast. So like I will choose a podcast and go, tell me about Mark. What do you know about Mark based on his comments on this? What do you know about Robert? What do you know about Alexis? And it's been interesting to see what the feedback is.
Yeah, and of course
it won't give me a diagnosis though. It won't give me a diagnosis no matter how many times I ask.
You gotta watch it because when that transcript sometimes just isn't the greatest when it comes. And I don't think I don't think
in one of them it talked about Alexis's daughter Lily.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it understands. Of course, it isn't tagged like who's speaking. It just it kind of sees what everybody's talking about, but it can reason who is talking, but it gets it wrong a lot of times.
It's not a perfect machine. I think it's a great tool, but we are not at the point where it is completely independent of human molding and human handling. It says it right in ChatGPT. It makes mistakes, and every article I've been doing a lot of reading on it, like on Facebook and stuff. There has been plenty of information and studies out there that artificial intelligence does not always get it right. Let me tell you how I've given up using it as helping me pick bets, because it half the time doesn't even know who's playing. I like run today's schedule. It runs yesterday's schedule. Run today's schedule. It fucking I don't know what it's doing. Or it won't run the whole thing. It just picks like one or two teams. Like, here, that's the whole NBA schedule. I'm like, buddy, there's 10 games here. It's like, you need two.
Two of them, please, for crying out loud.
It's definitely not more intuitive than I need it to be. It is pulling the most basic analysis, and it's really only pulling analysis that's already out there and claiming it as its own.
Right.
So it's like I wasted a lot of money using ChatGPT to help me pick bets.
Well, you're learning something at least. You're learning what to trust, what not to trust. And if everybody could use
more independent thought.
Yeah, if everybody could do it, then you wouldn't be the only one. Trust me, that's for sure.
Right. People would have been on this already.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. If you would, do I need to do anything to share my screen?
You're good. I see. I got it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to try something here real quick. That's not what I want to share. Let me share. I want to share one more thing here. Share. We're not dealing with Suno just yet. So I want to share my not notebook. I want to share Gemini. All right. So we're going to try just real quick to see if this will work. And I want to use your prompt if you still have access to it and what you want to change, because you said you feel like there might be something different that we need to grab out of the lyrics, or excuse me, out of the episode to create the lyrics.
Okay. Well, It's right at the top here in the Facebook message I sent you.
Okay.
Take the entire transcript of the show and convert it to song lyrics for punk-based NOFX. Yeah. Take
Take
the entire
5.
transcript. Take the entire transcript of the show and convert it to song lyrics for a punk song based on the NOFX song "Sticking in My Eye." I want the chorus to be Jesse's line, "I have done just about put a pencil in my eye."
All right.
That's
All
the
right.
prompt.
Here we go. Okay. So let's try something here. All right. We're going to have Gemini. Let's see. This is, by the way, this is Gemini with thinking, so you can see what it's actually doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Since the user is asking, can you see this video? Reasonable interpretation is that they want to know if I can access and understand the video content. Yes, I can see the video. It's a bonus episode of the Source Material podcast where the panel provides commentary while watching playthrough of the X-Men arcade game. Oh, it includes Mark Radulich, Ronnie Adams, and Robert Winfree, and they discuss X-Men movies and other pop culture references. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. So now, let's see if we can do this. I want to do this. And we are going to, let's just see what happens. Let's see what craziness can occur. Oh, wow. It already has it right here. When I look around, I only see out of one eye as the smoke surrounds my head, the sauna. I hear the voices, but I can make out words. Oh, so is this the actual lyrics to the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the actual NOFX song.
All right. See,
I'll double check that, but I'm 90% sure it is.
All right. Let's try that again.
Yeah, when I look around, I see out of one eye. As smoke surrounds my head, the sauna, I hear the voices, but I can't make out their words. That is the lyrics to Sticking in My Eye.
All right. Similar to,
but it has to have the chorus instead of Sticking in My Eye. It has a just about. What is it that I said? I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. Yes, that is critical.
Here we go. All right. So it's thinking here. I assume it's looking over the transcript. We could read what it says here. User wants me to create a punk song lyric based on a YouTube video transcript. The lyric should be in the style of NOFX is Sticking in My Eye. And the chorus should be, I have done just about to put a pencil in my eye. First, I need to get the transcript. Okay, so I hope it's pulling the transcript from that. Then I need to extract the entire transcript and convert it to punk song lyrics. Don't do that. The whole transcript? All right.
Go, baby.
It's going to be 8 hours long. Finally, I'll make sure to include the requested chorus line in the lyrics since I need to get the transcript from the video. All right, here we go. Still going. All right. So I'll read this to you. See what you think. Arcade Nights 92, X-Men game. What you going to do? Konami sounds, voices in my head. Magneto's back, going to fill you full of lead. Sentinels rise, screen is frozen still. Is this fun? I really can't tell. I have done just put a pencil in my eye. This game's so bad I want to scream and cry. We ought to change that to podcast. Yeah. This podcast is so bad I want to scream and cry. Robots and mutants, a pixelated fight, stuck in this loop all through the night. I have done just about to put a pencil in my eye. Wolverine's claws, but no blood will spill.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. That was the comment about the game. I think it was Robert screaming and yelling about how you have a guy with knife hands and all he does is fight robots.
Cartoons and comics give me a thrill. Elevator levels going up and down. Is this Genosha just another what the hell is that? An octave. I don't know what is this Genosha just another town? I don't know what that is. That looks Russian. Deadpool sucks. Logan's kind of cool. Podcast rants breaking every rule. All right. Repeat the chorus. Master Mold's here, spewing robot foes. Boss rush and coming. Everybody knows. Pyro's jealous, stuck on level 1. This game's a mess, but we're almost done. Vegan Xavier?
Okay. I have to explain that. Boy, am I glad I listened to this right before.
Eating quail eggs? He's eating quail eggs?
Stop. So there's a cut to Charles Xavier doing mind stuff, and I kept making the joke of he has scrambled eggs. He has like boiled eggs on his head.
Okay.
And then Robert, being Robert, says something to the effect of, "Well, he's a well-known vegan. He wouldn't eat eggs." And I'm like, he most certainly does eat eggs, quail eggs. And then Robert goes, I'll bet there's some asshole out there who that would be their argument is that, quails aren't actually animals. There's, and then it's like, what is this mythical creature you're referring to? Quails.
Oh,
That's
wow.
that whole bit. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Logic's gone. Just take a bow. I have done. Okay. Chorus. Bridge. Japanese names. Credits rolling.
That happened. There was an ongoing joke about me reading names and how I can't do it.
Is it over? Thank God it's past. Rose-colored glasses. Nostalgia's a lie. MCU jokes make me want to die. All right. Then this is probably they're trying to say your name. I think. Rattle agenda. Podcast never end. Just plugs and rants until the bitter end, and then fast fading guitar riff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think, man?
That's actually better than what Notebook LM came up with.
Okay. All right. Let's grab it. Let's see what we get.
It focuses so much on our criticisms of the game, which I guess is fine because that was the majority of the podcast. But the really funny stuff happens towards the end after I tell Ronnie we already heard that on another podcast, because that's when because it's that, and then Robert trying to throw me under the bus, and him going, I say everything is stupid. Mark actively ruins everyone's fun, as if that's the fucking problem.
Hold on, let's try something here.
Hang on. And then it really is just when we got to the plug section that it got so bad. Because for the most part, we were all watching, we were commenting on it, and there's some funny stuff that happens, but we aren't really fighting with each other up until that last bit. That's when it broke out.
Should we just go grab that bit and then have it base it off of that?
No, because here's, like I said, I wanted to capture the spirit of the whole podcast, but it's leaning too much on the actual X-Men stuff, and that's why I said I don't know how to tell the AI not so much X-Men stuff, more of the last 10 minutes of the show.
Let's try this.
Okay.
Let's focus the song.
Oh, he has to pull the line. I already heard that on another podcast.
Okay. All right.
That has to be in here.
Come on. Fucking, there we go. Let's focus the lyrics on the acidic. I don't think that's the best word. Acerbic. That's probably even worse.
I would say contentious
banter between the hosts near the last 10 minutes of the podcast,
specifically Jesse wanting to end the show and everyone over talking him, which is what drove you to the point of saying I want to stick a pencil in my eye. Also, you have to focus. You have to pull the line about Ronnie tries to tell a story and Mark says he's already told that story on another podcast, and Ronnie got salty. Actually, don't say salty. What Ronnie did was sulk and pout.
All right. Ronnie...
Boy, I am just throwing all the fucking dirty laundry out tonight.
Upset. Wait a second. Ronnie trying to tell a story, and Mark telling him he already told that on another podcast, and Ronnie gets a bit upset. All right, I don't even know if this is even going to work, but I am really curious if it will. So let's see what happens. All right. Jesse wanting to show. Ronnie trying to tell a story. Mark interrupting Ronnie, saying he's told the story before, and Ronnie getting upset. Course should remain. Okay. Browse tool. All right. Lyrics generation. Here we go. He's doing it all over again. All right. Verse 1, set the scene. Podcast ending. Jesse impatience. Ronnie starts a story. Mark interrupts. Ronnie's reaction. Escalating tension. Reflect on the podcast dynamic and humor and frustration. Chorus. I've done just about put a pencil in my eye. Podcast fades out. Unresolved tension. Punk rock ending. Okay. We are still going here. Okay. Here we go. Here's our lyrics. Jesse's sigh. Checking the clock. Got to wrap it up, dudes. Seriously, stop. Mike is hot. Red light's still on. Another hour wasted. Where'd the time go wrong? Podcast grind week after week. Fake enthusiasm till our voices creak. I've done just about put a pencil in my eye. The show's too long. I want to say goodbye. Banner and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this podcast full of stress. I've done just about put a pencil in my eye. Ronnie clears throat. Let me tell you guys a tale. Mark jumps in. Dude, you told that without fail. Okay, that just doesn't sound right, but whatever.
Yeah.
Episode 52. Remember that rant? Same damn story, just a different slant. Jeez. Way to go, Mark. Ronnie's face starts to turn red. Hey, I forgot. What's the big deal? He said. I've done just about to put pencil in my eye. Okay.
Okay.
It is really taking.
Wow.
You have had this huge argument on the podcast that never existed.
Yeah, no, it wasn't so much that as it was him being sulky with me.
Okay. All right. And the thing is that it's not, I don't know if it's going to pick that up. I mean, it could definitely pick it up in the speech or the text or the transcript, but it's not going to get the emotion as much. Okay. Let's just focus on the transcript and not make things up that didn't happen.
Right. And kind of like pull actual lines from the show.
Yeah. All right. Reattempt transcript retrieval. Keep doing it. You keep going. Lyric generation. Oh, well. Okay. Jesse's wanting to end. Blah, blah, blah. All right. It's connecting to YouTube. Hooray.
Okay.
Let's just look at yours here real quick. Because, I mean, it does, just like you were saying, it does
I actually just got rid of it, so.
Oh, I've still got it here.
Okay.
I've still got the lyrics. They're not going to show up, but I have them in front of me. All right.
You want me to share a different screen?
Give me a second. I'll share it here.
Okay.
I'm just watching to see if this is doing anything. Oh, It came up with something. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
All right. Jesse Starcher, are we dying to get out? Trying to do the outro. Hear him shout. Mark steps in. I don't want to talk about Ronnie's story cut short. No room for doubt. Podcast plugs. Got to get them done. Jesse's ready. Show's over, everyone. Okay. Plugs and complaints. The same old fight. Ronnie starts to tell. I'm pretty sure I've heard. Mark interrupts. So another podcast, every word. On another podcast, every word. Don't be sore. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. I mean, all right. I'm going to share my untitled, the original one that you had.
Okay.
And we'll take a look at that one. So
it leans very heavy on the X-Men stuff.
Okay. Do you want anything? I mean, the one above here wasn't horrible. The first one it came up with.
Yeah.
On this. So we'll put a pin in this one and then we'll take a look at yours here real quick. So I'm going to stop.
I wonder if there's a way to like combine what I did with Notebook Element and that one, because I think the two together might actually be more of what we're looking for.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there's a way. Let me take this. Yep. All right. There. Oh, you fucking thing. All I want to do is copy a guy that just want to copy this thing. That's all I want to do. All right. And then and I want to share my screen one more time here.
Okay.
Present. Share screen. Chrome tab, Gemini. Share. Okay, let's try something different. Take these two songs and maybe mash them together, focusing more on the
contentious interactions and less on comments about the video game.
Interactions and less on comments about the video game. For the song, remember to keep the structure
and chorus.
And chorus. All right. And here's this. And then I need to.
So which do you prefer using, Gemini or ChatGPT?
Right now, I'm just trying out Gemini. I made a song with Gemini a couple weeks back, and it was really good. I mean, it was really good. It seemed to stick to the prompt better because I was wanting it to do something different. Song 2. Okay, and then let me go up here and just put song 1. But I noticed that
you got to fix different.
No, I don't.
Let's try something different. There you go.
All right, let's see what we got. But yeah, I created something with this, and I really, really liked it.
Can I tell you something about you, though, on that podcast?
Tell me.
Because I'm always, again, everyone likes to have selective memory and rewrite history, but I go back and listen to this stuff. You're just as much of a dick to Ronnie as I am.
Me?
Oh,
what?
Yes, you.
No,
because he got sulky, and then he kind of turns to you like Jesse to me, and you just started making fun of him. You were just like because he went, as Ronnie used to do, and then we would always mimic him and make fun of it, you know. And then there's you who had to take it a step further, be like, you're on the list, Mark Radulich, and so are you, Jesse Starcher, and that's you making fun of Ronnie, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Not me. I would never do such a thing.
I used to bully him, and then there was you egging me on.
I never did such a thing.
Okay.
Never.
I only listen to every source material we've ever done.
Again, 3 times. All right. So I don't know if this is sticking to the structure as best. Source material, late night, another bonus show. Mark Radulich and the crew ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot. Voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, wishing he was in bed. Talk till the dawn, or maybe till 10. Podcast dragging on. Will this ever end? One guy's controlling all. What's that?
No, these are previous lyrics, aren't they?
Yes.
I'm sorry. You're reading what I sent you from Notebook LM. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So now this is what.
That's from Notebook LM. That's what I sent you.
Okay. Well, it's supposed to. This is the.
Oh wait. Is that the mashup?
It's supposed to be the mashup.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what was happening. Go ahead.
It's supposed to be anyway.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. Mark Radulich and the crew, ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot. Voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, wishing he was in bed. That's accurate.
True.
Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on. Will this ever end? One guy's controlling all. The agenda's tight. Just plugs in rants all through the digital night.
Okay.
Once again, accurate. All right, take over. I can barely read that. Unless you
I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck. It's making me cry. Banner and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. All right. Oh, here we go again with this bullshit where you and Ronnie get into a fight. Stop it.
Just cut it, because I think this is salvageable. But we can. First of all, if you look at the actual sticking in my eye, it's only 2 verses.
What is this? Emma Frost, no clothes, a blonde, and that's the scene?
Oh yeah, because we were commenting on in the game. Emma Frost is barely wearing any clothing, and then there's a whole conversation about January Jones's, performance in, I think it's X-Men First Class.
Oh, okay.
And and of course Robert, because Robert hates everything and everything sucks, is like, she was terrible in that movie, and I'm like, she has nice tits, and he's like, what does that have to do with her performance? I'm like, everything. And therein lies the problem with Mark and Robert, you see.
All right. Caesar's in the show. Warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun. Truly unforgiven.
Yeah, that's got to stay in.
Podcast in. Plugs are made chaotic and absurd. Another episode done. Another podcast. Word. All right, let's grab. Okay, so we'll cut the fight between the fictional fight between you and Ronnie. Yeah. You can't just be like, non. It's straight up confrontational. Anyway, all right, let me go ahead and grab. So here's what we're doing.
I wonder if I could just create one verse, just about that. Do we need another verse? Is my question. Again, sticking in my eye is it's verse, chorus. Hang on, let me go to the whole thing because that's the only part of it. Okay, verse, chorus, and we're done. So it's not a long song.
Yeah, this is a pretty long song when you look at this thing, man. It's got.
So I wouldn't mind just cutting that out, maybe replacing it with something else, and just leaving it alone. I don't want this to be 5. I don't want this to be 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah. All right. So it's verse, chorus, chorus.
Yeah.
All right.
So definitely leave in Mark ruins all the fun because that was a huge thing.
Yeah, I just took the whole section out where Ronnie and you got into an argument.
Okay.
All right.
Which wasn't an argument.
I want to pay. No, there's nothing there. It's all fiction. Okay. I'll take this, and now one more time, I am going to share my screen. I'm going to stop sharing this one, and then and then share. I'll do the here's the lyrics, the updated edited lyrics. So I took left R, zoom in.
Can you zoom or send it to me? Pick one.
I'll zoom in. Maybe
that would be better. All right, let's see if I can do a good fat mic here. Source material, late night, another bonus show. Mark Radulich and the crew, ready to let it go. Okay, take my name out.
Okay.
The crew, just the crew is ready to let it go.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, it's because I can tell you the Suno's not going to say my name right. Let's ask Miss Wanamaker.
You can fake it though to do that. You can
I don't need it.
All right then.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hard, the voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, wishing he was in bed. There's a part of me that Jesse's getting restless. Robert wishes he was dead.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
Winfree wishes he was dead. No, Winfree.
Okay.
Winfree wishes he was dead.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on. Will this ever end? One guy's controlling all. The agenda's tight. Just plugs in rants all through the. Take out digital. All through the night.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah. Okay. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck. It's making me cry. It's making Ronnie cry.
Okay. All right. Hold on before you proceed. Yeah. What is this?
What is what?
One guy's controlling all.
I don't know. If you want to come up with a different line, that's fine with me. I was leaving it in.
Okay.
And thinking about that show, we were trying. But the thing of it was, there was no one person trying to control everything.
Right. That's what I was sitting there thinking. Like, what else could we say here? Podcast dragging on. Will this ever end? Something.
So the next line has to. Okay. So we need a line that says just plugs and rants all through the night. We need something that just ends in something that rhymes with night, and it has to be about. We're not Okay. We need a line. You use AI for this. We need a line that ends with a word that ends in night, that talks about how we kept getting off track from talking about the video game.
All right, let's do that. Give me a second here. Rhyme this line. Something about how we could not stay on track.
Talking about X-Men, the arcade game.
About the X-Men arcade game.
Yeah, the gun control conversation was hilarious.
All right, let's see what it says. Oh my gosh, why does it always do that?
I'll tell you this. At one point in the show, I actually said, how long has it been since we've referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about? And I'm wondering if you just don't take that quote and see if you can refine it to rhyme with something that ends in night. Or take this line. Do it this way. Take this line, when was the last time we referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about? And rhyme it with something that starts with just plugs and rants. Because maybe we don't need all through the night either.
Okay.
Let's see, at least if it gives us something that we can work with.
All right. Give me a second here. Open that back up. So you said, read that to me one more time.
When was the last time we referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about?
That's what you want it to say, or you want it to try to find?
Fashion a song lyric out of that.
Okay, all right.
And then link it to just plugs and rants all through the night. Or
okay,
it can change all through the night because I don't care as much about that. I want to keep the just plugs and rants part.
Okay.
And we really, again, we only need two lines here. Be curious to see what it does now.
Yeah, I'm. Okay. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, I don't know why this is broken like this. I have no idea why it does this.
Do you want me to try?
It's so every time I put something in there, every single time it just throws the lyrics for the damn song, the same NOFX song we've been talking about every time. It does not give me. It doesn't go through the thinking. All right, screw this. I'm going to go back to this real quick. We'll just do this. I just need a song lyric. Okay. We started strong with Pixelated Mind, Quest for Glory, Burning Ever Bright. It gave me a bunch of stuff. When mentioned dungeons or that boss's blight.
All right, I'm gonna help you.
Yes, please do, because I am not having any luck here.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on ChatGPT. Take this line from a podcast. Quote: when was the last time we referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about? And make a 2-line song lyric that incorporates the line plugs and rants all through the night.
I'm going to share my screen again. We're heading into Suno right now, and I'm going to show you a little something that they just kind of added here that might help us as well. But give me just a second here. So what they have done is they have come up with a way you can do lyric writing, and you can actually, this might help us. I don't know. I want to go ahead and paste our song lyrics in here right now.
It's interesting. It's actually showing me what it's thinking.
That's. Where are you at in Gemini? Or are you in something?
No, I'm in ChatGPT.
Okay. All right.
Okay. When was the last time we referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about? Lost and plugged in rants, alternate our voices echoing without a doubt. It's a bit wordy.
Does that even rhyme?
About and doubt, yes.
When
was the last? All right, I'm gonna send this to. I can't send this to you. Yes, I can. You can see it in the chat here.
Okay.
Private chat.
I'm watching.
There you go. There's the line. Refine that.
So you want that into there?
Yeah. What it came up with was when was the last time we referenced the video game we're supposed to be talking about? Lost and plugged in rants all through the night. Our voices echoing without a doubt. So refine that. So take that, throw it into whatever you're going to use, and say refine this down.
Okay. Share my screen.
Okay.
This is kind of what I was talking about. So you can throw the lyrics into Suno and have it also work on the lines for you. So you want me to put refine this?
Yeah, or shorten it, refine it, smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Oh no! All right, here we go. We're gonna hit rewrite. Let's see what it does. When did we last touch on the game we were here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs. Our chatter's a constant fuss.
Good.
Are you? Hold on. Let me just do something. Let me do one more thing because I want to.
I love that last bit. Yeah. When was the last time we touched on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs. Our chatter's a constant fuss.
Okay. All right. If you like that, we'll keep it.
I like it.
All right. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. The podcast, a train wreck. It's making Ronnie cry. All right. We need to make sure that we copy and paste this chorus into the next chorus. Get out of my way. Down here. And we got one more chorus down here. Hold on a second. Let me paste it here. All right. Now we got to look at our Jesse makes a joke. It's edgy, kind of mean. Objectification on this podcast, a common scene. Logic's gone.
Correct.
Logic's gone. Just take a bow to the podcast king. Another hour wasted. What will this show bring?
I can almost see that because at one point that's kind of what Robert refers to me. He was like, well, what he calls me is Supreme Overlord.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. Logic is gone. Just take a bow to the podcast king. Another hour wasted. What will this show bring? Master Mold appears. The podcast AI guide.
Hang on. Go back a second.
Sure.
Jesse makes a joke. It's edgy, kind of mean. First of all, change that to Mark makes a joke.
Okay. Got it.
Let's face it, who the edgy and mean one is. Mark makes a joke. It's edgy, kind of mean. Objectification on the podcast. It's a common. Okay, I hate the fact that overused scene. It's a common theme.
Theme.
Yeah, instead of theme.
Okay.
Logic's gone. Just take a bow to the podcast Supreme Overlord.
Okay. Wait a second.
Wait. Logic's gone. Just take a bow to the podcast. Just take a bow to the Supreme Overlord.
How about this?
Yeah.
Kneel to your. You want podcast Overlord?
No, just Supreme Overlord's fine.
Okay. Supreme Overlord, and then.
And now we need another. We need to make that sync and rhyme.
Yep. Let me do this.
Another hour wasted. Another hour wasted, and Jesse's getting bored.
That's perfect.
Yep.
All right. Master Mold appears. The podcast AI guide. Not a giant this time, just egos amplified.
All right. There was a conversation about how Master Mode's supposed to be a lot bigger.
Okay. All right then. Emma Frost, no clothes. The blonde, that's the scene. Just another rant on this podcast machine. Yeah.
Couple of things about the video game that we did make comments about. Master Mold was too small. We couldn't figure out. We eventually figured out that it's a Savage Land, not Genosha. Pyro, we only see Pyro once, and Robert, big surprise. Robert comments that he sucks. We didn't know why Blob had a mace. We didn't know why Juggernaut had a fucking bazooka.
All right.
Robert must have said something about an elevator because I kept bringing it up.
You can. All right. We need to undo that. Clear prompt. Can we undo that, please? Undo that. Nope. What are you doing? All right. let's write something like
Massimo appears, Blob's got a mace, Juggernaut has a gun, what a fucking waste.
We already have this up here. We can change it.
Okay.
Master Mold appears. What'd you say? Juggernaut's got a mace.
Okay, Blob's got a mace.
Blob's got a mace. Blob's got a mace.
Yeah.
All right. And then what was the next part?
Why does Juggernaut have a gun?
Why does Juggernaut have a gun? This game's a fucking waste.
Or you could just say, what a fucking waste.
Oh, what a fucking waste.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now they did have 2 lines here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want? What are you thinking?
Do we need the 2 lines?
Let's. I mean, we don't need to, but I don't know if that'll mess up your song at all because the verse up here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm. Is that the end of the? Is that the last verse?
We have a bridge and a chorus and an outro, which we can adjust all that and take some of that shit out.
Maybe
of there.
like I was gonna say, we're gonna shorten this down a bit.
This is gonna. I'll tell you, if we set it up as a punk song,
yeah.
Surprisingly, as to nobody's surprise, it's probably going to be about 1.5 minutes, which that's a NOFX song, probably just a little bit shorter than normal.
Well, I want to pull 2 lines from maybe that bridge and just kind of and then cut the rest of it.
Okay, all right.
Colossus and Kitty engage. It's hard to keep track. Podcast arguments. There's no turning back yet. That line. Keep that.
Grab it.
Yep.
Let's put it up here.
Yep. That was actually a long bit that we did about how Colossus is banging Kitty, but she used to be with Cyclops, and I was like, Kitty Pride's a whore. Yeah, that was a whole thing on the show. All right, you can kill the rest of the bridge.
All right. Okay, and then the politics and podcasts, it never ends, and Ronnie is sweating. He never pretends. Okay, sure. All right.
I would say just repeat chorus and then we're done.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
2
all right. Let's see if there's anything.
We have 3 choruses and 2 verses. That's the structure of the original song.
Boss rush. They all return to argue and to fight. Podcast laughter hides a truly weary sight. Seizures in the show. Warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun. Truly unforgiven. All right. You want all this out of here?
Actually, no. Leave it.
Leave the outro. Okay.
Leave the outro and give me one more chorus. And then we'll end on the chorus.
You want 2 choruses before you hit the outro?
Okay. So we have verse, chorus. Go down.
Okay.
My hands on my mouse, like I can control this.
You want to move this in between here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be the final verse, and then one more chorus, and then we're done.
All right.
And then let's read through it again.
All right.
Or can you throw it into Word so I can see it and read through it?
Yeah. Here, I'll send it in the chat.
Okay. No, it's not gonna let you do it in the chat. It's gonna be too long.
This one down in our private chat.
I thought you were talking about in StreamYard. No, I was gonna say if you do it in StreamYard, it's gonna cut it off. If you do it in Messenger, I gotta pull up Facebook.
All right.
All right. I have pulled up Facebook.
You have it. There's the undo button. I knew it was on there somewhere.
Okay. There we go.
All right. Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot. Voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless. Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on. When will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs.
Our chatters and fuss. Okay, keep going.
I have done just about to put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck. It's making Ronnie cry. Banners and tangents and a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I've done just about put a pencil in my eye. Okay. Mark makes a joke. It's edgy, kind of mean. Objectification on this podcast, a common theme. Logic's gone. Kneel to your supreme overlord. Another hour wasted, and Jesse's getting bored. Master Mold appears. Blob's got a mace. Why did Juggernaut have a gun? What a fucking waste. Colossus.
Accurate.
Yeah. Colossus and Kitty engaged. It's hard to keep track. Podcast arguments. There's no turning back. I've done just about put a pencil in my eye. Yep. Okay. Here's the chorus. Boss rush. They all return to argue and to fight. Podcast laughter hides a truly weary sight. Seizures in the show. Warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun. Truly unforgiven. Podcast ends. Plugs are made. Chaotic and absurd. Another episode done. Another podcast. Word. I'm gonna put in word. Yeah, take that out.
Can we end that? Can we do that a little bit differently?
Yeah.
Podcast end. Plugs are made. Chaotic and absurd. Ronnie tells a story Mark's already heard.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ronnie tells a story. Mark is already heard.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I like that. All right, and then I have the repeat chorus. Okay, all right. So our title.
When you actually put it into Suno, you have to take out that fast, chaotic guitar and drum outro, or it's going to say that, or it's going to assume that's lyrics.
Did I put? Is it at the top? I think I took it out. I did. I took it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was down here at the bottom, but I grabbed it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And our title did. What is this? Pencil in my eye?
Pencil in my eye, yes.
All right, pencil.
And you have the album art.
Yes, I do. All right, let me copy this.
Oh God, we can actually do music now. We're out. This is the longest we've ever stressed just about before we even get to the music.
I like lyric writing. I think it's fun. I think
we haven't done. You and I have not done this in a long time because normally we come in with the lyric set to avoid all of this.
Right.
But this one, I've been kind of thinking about how we haven't put a lot of thought into the lyrics either. It's been kind of the AI said this is fine.
Right.
So this was probably the most personalized that we've done out of all of these since probably More Dinosaurs.
I agree. All right, now I got to grab the genre here because you sent it.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what they are.
Oh, good.
I have a couple here. I got to bring back up my chat GPT.
You said skate punk earlier.
Yeah, I want a couple of different things. I want surf punk, skate punk, Cali punk.
Okay. Anything else?
I want fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
It will be fast. It will be fast. It will be furious. You ready?
Yeah, hit it.
Hit it, Darren. That should be a song. It should be just a straight instrumental.
We already worked out what we're doing for the next couple of these, but believe me, there was a thought about doing a techno song called "Hit It, Darren."
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pencil in my eye, generating as we speak. Let's see what we get. I'm going to say that it'll probably go. If it says it went to 3 minutes, bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
This is probably going to be one we're going to need to edit.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the first entry into Pencil in My Eye.
I don't love this.
Okay, all right.
This sucks.
All right.
First of all, hang on. So I guess when we did the Damn You Hollywood metal song, Robert played it for his brother. He's like, this is obviously AI. This is 9 different genres all blended together. But the other thing I'm noticing about about AI generated music is that everything sounds like it came from a Casio keyboard. And I really don't like that. This has got that's my problem with that first one, is that sounds like it came out of a fucking keyboard. I need this to sound authentically raw and guitar driven, not sound like we did AI music.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we get here. Next up, second entry. All right, then we need to edit. We need to fix this genre then a little bit.
Okay.
So let me just grab these.
Maybe stressed guitars.
Okay.
Guitar, angry, Cali punk, surf punk. Just keep it at that.
Okay. Guitar, angry, surf punk, Cali punk.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take fast out. Let's see what we get.
Hit it.
Create. Oh, sorry.
My ears.
Casio keyboard, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. First generation. Well, third.
Okay.
Source material late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot, voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck. It's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
Okay, stop this.
All right.
Let's hear the second one, but I'm not going to like it, and I'm going to tell you what to add to the beginning of the prompts of the genres here.
All right, here we go. Here's the second. Ooh, it went from left to right.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot, voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
Got it.
This podcast.
All right.
It apparently associates punk with girl and
Cali punk, I bet, is what's happening here. I feel like that would
before guitar, put the word thrash.
Okay. Ooh. So you want thrash guitar?
No, just thrash, guitar.
As a genre. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to take anything out?
Nope, leave it.
All right, here we go. Creation station. We got some notifications. While we're waiting on that, let's see what's happening. We got some new songs, which, by the way, they have now allowed comments on songs. So,
really?
Yes, you can. I've had a couple. My Metal Salad song that gets a lot of play for some reason. A lot of people, when I start yelling at them about putting the bacon in the salad, they seem to like that part about it. I don't know why.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot, voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. Mark makes a joke, it's edgy, kinda mean. Objectification on this podcast, a common theme. Logic's gone, kneel to your supreme overlord. Another hour wasted and Jesse's getting bored. Master Mold appears, Blob's got a mace. Why does Juggernaut have a gun? What a fucking waste. Colossus and Kitty engaged, it's hard to keep track. Podcast arguments, there's no turning back. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. Rush, they all return to argue and to fight. Podcast laughter heights, a truly weary sight. Seizures in the show, warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun, truly unforgiven. Podcast ends, plugs are made, chaotic and absurd. Ronnie tells a story Mark's already heard. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a string that's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess, trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
Oh, wow. What do you think? You ready? All right, here we go.
Do it.
Second, here we go.
Social material late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot, voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss.
When did Slayer get here?
I've done just about put a pencil in my eye.
Wait. Oh, I thought this was going to be a fucking hard ass chorus, and then things really changed. I'm backing it up just a tiny little bit.
I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess, trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
All right.
I thought it was hilarious that all of a sudden it became.
Okay, so I like the first one. I'm curious if there's a way to make it better.
Man, I don't know if there's any way to. Okay, so when you say better, what do you want to do? Faster. Okay. All right. Let's just try something here real quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna try cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put. I just want to try this real quick. Speed punk. I don't know what this is going to do, but we're going to find out.
Okay.
So pencil on my eye, cover, speed punk. Here we go. Let's see what insanity Suno is going to come up with, if it even sounds decent.
If it's another girl, I'm going to scream.
So what? Speed punk. You just make shit up sometimes, and Suno's just like, all right.
That's a little redundant.
Okay, we'll just do punk.
As opposed to slow punk.
All right, it's generating here. Covers are pretty cool because it's going to keep the same essence of what we heard.
That's why I think it's a good idea. I would almost guarantee I'm going to like what I hear next.
All right, let's find out. Okay, nothing's changed already. I could tell. It just doesn't sound like
leave it alone. Let it play.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot, voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless, Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn, or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck.
All right, let's try the other.
I like it that way.
Okay, it doesn't sound any different to me. I mean, it sounds a tiny bit different, but nothing.
But that tiny bit made all the difference.
All right, let's see what the next one sounds like. It's definitely a different
Source
chair.
material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless. Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is...
All right. So of the two, you like the top one?
Yeah. Let it play the whole way through.
Okay. Here we go.
Source material, late night, another bonus show. The crew is ready to let it go. Podcast mics are hot voices in my head. Jesse's getting restless. Winfree wishes he was dead. Talk till the dawn or maybe just till 10. Podcast dragging on, will this ever end? When did we last touch on the game we're here to discuss? Lost in tangents and plugs, our chatter's a constant fuss. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess, trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. Mark makes a joke, it's edgy, kind of mean. Objectification on this podcast, a common theme. Logic's gone, kneel to your supreme overlord. Another hour wasted and Jesse's getting bored. Master Mold appears, Bob's got a mace. Why does Juggernaut have a gun? What a fucking waste. Colossus and Kitty engaged, it's hard to keep track. Podcasts, arguments, there's no turning back. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess, trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. Balls rush, they all return to argue and to fight. Podcast laughter hides a truly weary sight. Seizures in the show, warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun, truly unforgiven. Podcast ends, plugs are made, chaotic and absurd. Ronnie tells a story Mark's already heard. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck, it's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess, trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
All right, now.
Perfect. Cut.
Okay.
Cut print.
We've got to cut this. This thing is 3 minutes and 8 seconds long. We're only at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So we've got to do some cropping real quick. So let me crop this. 2 minutes.
The rest of it. Oh, God.
You're going to have some funeral doom at the end of this.
Get here. I don't need him to do the Star Spangled Banner. Get Jimi Hendrix off the stage.
What is... That's all that is.
You're gonna.
That is why. Why would we need to cut that? All right, I'm gonna have to go to edit, and 2 minutes and 18 seconds is what I saw. So let me.
Okay.
I like that. I think that was fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that got about as close as we're gonna get with this.
Yeah, what the hell is going on here? Boy, they've changed things up now. All right, so...
Yeah, they have.
What? 2 minutes and 18 seconds. I have to... Okay, that's... Yeah. 18... 0, 0.
Okay. If we lose the whole fucking song and you only keep the Jimi Hendrix ending, I'm going to scream.
That's not how this works. All right, 2 minutes... 18, right about.
Yeah, that looks about right.
I'm gonna take this and turn this.
Get it, Darren.
Crop in the clip. There it is. Oh my goodness.
Jamming on the mic.
Jamming. What's so this right here? What is our next one going to be? Do you already have that figured out?
Yeah. Yeah, you and I went through all of this already. The next
every listener's a new listener, Mark.
Yes, sir. Okay. So
Yes,
the
sir.
next one is another moment from the Radulich Broadcasting annals. This one is Captain America's Shield, based on Hurricane by Bob Dylan.
Oh
Here
my
comes
gosh.
the story of Captain America's Shield, which I need.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually went back and listened to that. It's only 10 minutes of the show. The real problem with like why that show went as long as it did was Dave showed up late, so we had to basically restart the show when he showed up. Because the Captain America Shield thing is only about 10 minutes. It's me and Andrew kind of going back and forth about it. Robert didn't really weigh in too much. Like I said, it's only about 10 minutes. Dave comes on, we have to restart everything. We were still going episode by episode at the time, so we spent a long time on every episode, and then there were 5 of us.
Oh boy.
And so, but the really long part of the show, the part that really made it stretch out, and the part that got really contentious was the fist fight Robert and I got into over whether or not John Walker should have killed one of the Flag Smashers.
Oh.
Yeah, Robert's whole, I'll talk more about it next month, but Robert's like whole argument was he was justified in killing a Flag Smasher. And I'm like, no, the fuck he wasn't. The Flag Smasher had given up by that point. And Robert's like, nope, he was justified. And I'm like, okay, I can't. It's like,
you're not going to win.
Robert sometimes just like can't get out of his own way.
Right.
And like, you do have any idea how you sound right now. That took up a long portion. By that point, Alexis was ready to stick a pencil in her eye.
Oh my goodness, pencils all around.
Yeah.
All around. All right, let me play this real quick. Just make sure it sounds all right at the end.
Go back. I need the last 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Right about there is good. Yeah, we'll do right here.
Again, absurd. Ronnie tells a story Mark's already heard. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
And I just want to say that I think it's fantastic that my statement is the chorus of this song. It is like it is so fun to be able to sing this.
Like I said, it has brought me I have had a terrible, my life is finally better. I wish I had more money, but don't we all? But other than that, like the girlfriend, the kids, the house, everything about my life and my health, it couldn't be any better. I guess it could, but I don't want to wish for too much and like anger God.
Right.
And then I get like, that I'm in that I get like cancer of this time of the face or some shit. But let me tell you how over the last little bit where I was struggling as much as I was, listening to you threaten to put a pencil in your eye because we won't stop arguing and over talking you.
And that's how
I'm going to go ahead and say it's a big reason why I don't have cancer anymore.
That's how I signed out, isn't it? Is that how I signed out? Like, is that the final thing that's said on the podcast? Like, or was there more?
No, the last thing you said was I'm taking us out, and no, the last thing you said was I'm taking us out. And Robert goes, "You promise?"
Oh, Winfree. All right, let's listen to this one more time. Here we go.
In the show, warning should be given. Mark ruins all the fun. Truly unforgiven. Podcast ends. Plugs are made. Chaotic and absurd. Ronnie tells a story Mark's already heard. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye. This podcast is a train wreck. It's making Ronnie cry. Banter and tangents, a rambling mess. Trapped in this loop full of podcast stress. I have done just about put a pencil in my eye.
All right, perfect. All right, there it is. It's cropped, folks.
Do you think people would behave the same way knowing that years from now we're going to write a song about them?
Oh, man.
Like, do you think Robert has self-control? Do you think Ronnie is less pouty? Do you think I'm less of a dick? No, that's never going to change.
Never going to happen.
No.
Never going to happen.
Never going to get it. Not this time. No, you're never going to get it.
Not that. All right, so I'm making sure that everything is good to go here. We'll put everything back together. I mean, we can roll right into plugs. We've already got the song. Was there something else we needed to do?
You got the album art, right?
Yes, you sent it. I'm sure I could find it. There's not going to be
in the chat. It's in our individual chat between me and you.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, you work on that. All right. So folks, that wraps up sessions. This was fun. A little less than 2 hours, which is good. I really thought this was going to be a lot shorter of a show, but We
needed to look at those lyrics a lot earlier than we did tonight. If that was the case.
Normally I work on this like as soon as the show's ends, I work on the next one. I'm gonna take some time out and actually figure this out since that's what we're doing. But yeah, I gotta pull the clip from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and just pull that conversation and have them generate lyrics
off of that. Yes,
off of that.
Right.
And set it to Hurricane. Here comes the story of the hurricane. Man, the authorities came to blink. Can you imagine? Here comes the story of Captain America's shield.
That doesn't flow the greatest, but all right. Let's see what happens.
We'll see what the AI does for us, and we'll figure it out. Tomorrow, speaking of the AI, we have finally arrived. I watched the last show today. I finally watched Nickel Boys. So that means I have seen all 10 movies nominated for an Oscar. So that is our show for tomorrow on Damn You Hollywood. It'll be myself, Alexis, and Robert. We are doing the 2024 Best Picture contenders. This will be the third year in a row that we've done this. We kind of got it all figured out now. Wednesday, Alexis is doing Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, because who doesn't love cartoons? And Shay will be on that show. That'll be fun for those two gals. Thursday is the last of the Peanut Brittle. It's also the last of the Black History Month shows.
What? What is the last of the Peanut Brittle? Tell me what you're referencing.
It's a line from Wildcats, starring Goldie Hawn. And yeah, Nipsey Russell's like, we got new uniforms because somebody bought the last of the Peanut Brittle. This was almost renamed Nipsey Russell Month, by the way.
Wow.
He's in like 2 of the movies we reviewed. So we're doing this is a actor focus that's on the great Samuel L. Jackson. We're doing Snakes on a Plane, which my son, I'm very disappointed, didn't love. He was like, I hate this movie. Like it was 90 minutes of people getting bitten in the dick by snakes. I'm like, you're not wrong about that. He'd had enough. And then The Great White Hype, which is still one of my favorite movies. It's hilarious. And then Soul Men, starring the late great Bernie Mac. And that is it for this week. Friday, I've done a whole bunch of extra shows this week. I did an Indie Cider show with Harry. We talked NXT Vengeance Day. We previewed the Elimination Chamber. We talked about their thing with TNA. So we had a lot of fun on that show. I always like fucking with Harry. Last week's Black History Month show was a focus on John Singleton. We looked at Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, and Baby Boy, which I would recommend all 3. If you've got the time and the patience for it, they're good movies. They were much better than I thought they'd be. And then we finally got to review Captain America, Brave New World. I liked them less than I liked Poetic Justice.
Wow. All right, then.
The connection being black people. See?
Okay.
Have you put on your pirate hat and seen Brave New World yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. You're not missing
I listened to a review of it, though. So I've got to a point where I just don't give a crap about spoilers for Marvel movies anymore, which is weird.
So you listen to our review or you listen to somebody else's review?
I think I am cheating on you. I think this was before you haven't talked about it yet.
I just said I talked about it Monday. Who are you, Robert?
No, I thought you said you were doing it tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, Monday. Alexis.
So no, I have not listened to your guys' review yet. I think I'm still.
Tell me how smart I am.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. Be expecting plenty of messages. We'll tell you exactly how smart you are.
Okay. Jesse's like, and I'm out of here. All right, so that is it for the Rad Religion Broadcasting Network plugs. Jesse, I hear you have a podcast of your own.
Oh, I do.
You're less likely to stick a pencil in your eye because I'm not on it, driving you crazy.
I'll say you're on there quite a bit. We're and they're talking about Sons of Anarchy right now, and we are about to drop it's in a couple weeks. You and I are going to be talking the 6th volume of Sons of Anarchy. We're going to wrap that up before we get into She-Hulk a couple weeks after that. That's on the 3rd of March, where we talk the 6th volume of Sons of Anarchy. Tomorrow, though, if you, the Source Material Comics podcast, that's where you can find me and Mark talking about stuff like that. So be able to punch that into any podcatcher and find us there. You can go and find the aforementioned video game commentary on the Source Material Comics podcast feed. I did find our playlist where we did do 5 videos and we talked about it.
Also, because I re-aired it on W2M, so it's there as well.
There you go. So you can actually listen to the podcast that this whole song was based off of. Yeah. So tomorrow, the Unspoken Issues podcast, where we talk about 90s comics, will be showing up on the Source Material Comics feed. And this was a poll based on mental health comics. Let's try it again. Comics that featured mental health, not mental health comics. It was the comics themselves featured mental health in some way. And there was Doom Patrol, surprise, surprise, was one of the ones on the poll. But what ended up winning it was X Factor 87, which was a really good kind of like introspective look at each member of the X Factor team done by one Doc Samson. It's a really, myself and Evan Bevins and Chris Armstrong got together and talked about that, and we had a really good conversation. So that should be dropping there tomorrow. And I need to plug JS April. I know we're a couple months out, but I am taking part in JS April, and there are a ton. Dude, you know the Superblog team up, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. So wondering if that's still a thing.
It is still a thing. Bailey pointed us toward JS April this year, and there are, I think they said 36 participants in JS April.
What is it, Justice Society, you mean?
Yeah, it's a Justice Society event throughout April, and total of 36 people that are 36 content creators.
And vamp for a minute. I gotta run.
He's got to run. I could tell he had to pee. He was bobbing back and forth. But anyway, JS April is happening, and we are going to be discussing actually All-Star Squadron and issues 19 and 20, which feature the return of the JSA. So I'm plugging that because we're trying to get things ramped up. If you're interested in checking that out, check that out. Feel free to do so. Recording tomorrow, as a matter of fact, with Chris Bailey, and possibly recording with Billy D. That's right. Old Doc Strange himself of the Magazines and Monsters podcast. He may actually be hopping on. So if you dig any of those, dig those two guys, I'm going to be having them on the Source Material Comics podcast, and we're going to be discussing that. Billy D. That's right. Mark, I may be podcasting with Billy D tomorrow and Chris Bailey at the same time. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
Billy D. Williams? Will he be
Billy D. Williams.
45.
Doc Strange. I think you've done a podcast with Billy D. before.
Oh, he's Magazines and Monsters guy.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah, we talked Blackula.
I've never had a chance. I've listened to a ton of his podcasts. Never had a chance to podcast with him, and now maybe happening tomorrow. So anyway,
Evan surprised the fuck out of me. Actually, I never remember to plug the show I did with Evan. Evan and I finally got around to doing a source.
Nope. Try again. I wasn't there.
Comic stripped. Evan and Bevins and I got around to doing a comic strip for Corrective Measures, which was a Tubi movie based on an Arcana graphic novel. And he actually mentioned that he was on the show. And I'm like, oh my God, he got away from us? Good God.
Yeah. He's been a pretty frequent collaborator with old Billy D over there on the Eternal Saga. Yeah. So anyway, Snap Material, speaking of Evan Bevins, we get together to talk about Marvel Snap. And you can listen to our most recent podcast where we discussed how we made fun of people for getting upset that TikTok was going away. And then it turns out, TikTok is owned by the same company that owns Marvel Snap, and Marvel Snap went away, and it was a really big disaster for us. We didn't know what to do.
Did it finally come back?
It came back, but way later than TikTok did. Maybe like 2 or 3 days, but it wasn't bad. Or I should say, it was bad during that time. We didn't know what we were going to do. But anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I'm plugging.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us here on another episode of Sessions, the podcast where we look back at the history of the Radulich Broadcasting Network and put all of our friends' dirty laundry out in public.
Here you go.
Thank you for joining us here on Sessions, the podcast where we look back at all of our podcasts and take all of the behavior of our friends and make fun of them for it. Welcome to Sessions, where Jesse.
We don't like not take shots at ourselves either. So trust me, it's fair game for everybody.
All right, as your supreme overlord, that's Jesse Starcher. Be well, be safe, and behave.